You know, the best way to get better at stuff is obviously we're tracking it simply like our weight. We're tracking our weight to see if we're losing weight, measuring our waist to see if our belly is getting smaller. But here's why I love the Whoop band. Lots of people are using things like Garmin, Apple Watch, Huawei Watch nowadays, the Samsung watches. But them watches, because they got big big screens, they run out of battery and you have to take them off to get them charged. They're a bit clumpy, so they're not very comfortable when you're trying to sleep. So the Whoop band is very thin, just a band, and it's not actually a watch. It does do the measurements, so underneath it's got the tracker, heart rate monitor stuff. Once a fortnight I have to charge it up, but I don't have to even take it off to get to put it back on, so then I don't lose metrics like my sleep or my steps or anything like that. It's always there 24 hours a day. And so the way that the app works on the Whoop is a little bit different to other things like Garmin's and stuff like that, where it just tells you what you're doing. Where the Whoop band works on your recovery, so how much sleep you had, how well you've recovered from the day before or the week before, and then it gives you a strain target to hit for that day according to your current recovery. So if you've been drinking all night, your recovery will be in the red and it will tell you not to. It knows when you've been drinking, and I'll go into that in a minute. So I like it because it tracks your sleep, obviously, and it tells you REM sleep, deep sleep, if you was awake, and light sleep. Then if you've overdone it the day before in exercise, or if you've been drinking alcohol, for example, then it will know that you've got a higher skin temperature, your heart rate's high when you're asleep, you've got low blood oxygen, and your HRV, which I'll go into, will be in the tank as well. And then your recovery will be low, and it will say to you. So it's not like you have to do what it says, but it's a good indicator to see how things affect you in life. So you might have been eating stuff that just makes your recovery bad. You might have been having a stressful day at work, and then you can teach yourself to deal with them things rather than continuing. And the one that helped me with was alcohol. Every time you drink 3 pints, you'd be sweating at night, so your heart rate would be over 100, your HRV, your heart rate variability will be in the tank, and the recovery the next day is in 0, so it's telling you not to do any exercise. And seeing that again and again helps you to deal with it. So that's the way that this one works. You can see in the picture above there, it's got the strain, the recovery, and your sleep. And the next slide here has got my week, and my recovery is either green, really good, orange in the middle, or red in the tank. And the blue is the strain that I've done, and it gives you a target to try to get your blue to where your recovery is for each day. So then you look back and you can see, oh fucking hell, I was lazy on this day, lazy on that day, or I've overtrained on this day and this day. So if your blue is above the recovery thing, that's your strain that you've done for that day, you can see that you've been overtraining and you'll be getting fitter, but it takes more to recover. Or if you've been undertraining, you're going to stay the same or maybe worse. And on this next slide here, we can see that you can customize the dashboard. It's got my HRV on it, it's got my VO2 max, which I've been tracking because we did a lot of cycling in the Alps, and I saw that go up over this year, which is a cardiovascular fitness indicator and longevity, so the indicator. The higher your VO2 max, the fitter you are, the longer you might live. Then there's the HRV, which I'll go into in a minute, heart rate variability, and it tells you how many calories you've burned. So if you're trying to set a calorie target, everybody's different. You track this for a little while and it'll give you an average of how many calories you need, which is great. So then you can either go in a deficit or you can go in a little bulk, depending on where you're at, what your goals are, the things that you want to track. Okay, now I'm going to go into them individually. So the first one on my dashboard is HRV, or heart rate variability. Now, heart rate variability is the variability of the space in between your heartbeats. So when your body is relaxed, your heartbeat will be beating nice and relaxed at different times. So 1 second, half a second, quarter of a second, a third of a second. When your body is stressed, or your sympathetic nervous system is stressed, maybe because you've got a hangover or any multiple reasons, you might be having illness, then the variability of your heartbeats will be the same. So you'll have a very low variable in between heartbeats. So it might be a quarter of a second every single time, because your body's not relaxing in between heartbeats. That means that your body's chronically stressed. And if that's happening all night while you're asleep, that's when it tracks your HRV. Then it will tell you the next day your HRV is low, your body's stressed, you've either got an illness or a hangover or something else has gone wrong. So normally it's a hangover, but if it keeps going bad for some reason, then you want to check out your health stat and see the doctor. But heart rate variability is how variable the time is in between your heartbeats. Very new to tech that athletes and health people are using. I love watching that. So you want your HRV to be high. heart rate variability. The higher that is, the more relaxed your body is while you're sleeping. HRV, that's the first one. Then the next slide up there, we've got the VO2 max. As I said, I've been tracking that this year. It's new to Whoop actually, so it's been coming in automatically, which is great. But the VO2 is the volume of oxygen max, the maximum amount of oxygen that your body can consume while you're at a high heart rate. So if you're running a marathon, an Ironman, or doing cycling, or anything hard like an endurance event, the more oxygen your body can get into their muscles to keep it going. So the higher your VO2 max, the fitter you are for your endurance, your cardio, and just basically the healthier you are in general. So VO2 max is a great one to be tracking. I love that, and encourages you to do a bit more cardio. Resting heart rate, this is tracked while you are asleep at night. You want your resting heartbeat to be nice and low. Your heart's like a Duracell battery. It's got such a life, it's got a lifetime in your heart, and every beat is running it down. So the slower your heart rate, the longer you will live. The faster your heart rate, the quicker it's going to run out. And people might think, oh, exercise, then you're increasing your heart rate when you're doing exercise, which will be running your heart rate out. No, it's only going to be increased for an hour while you're doing the exercise, and then for the other 23 hours your heart rate's going to be nice and slow. And the fitter you are by doing exercise, then the more relaxed the lower your resting heart rate will become. The more overweight you are, the more harder your heart has to pump blood around your fucking fat organs and stuff like that. So the fitter you get, the lower your resting heart rate. It's been around for ages, everybody knows that. So you want to get your resting heart rate down. So some, 50, mine's okay at 50, it could be a lot better, it could even be 40, but if yours is up by 75 or above while you're asleep, then I'll be focusing on losing weight and getting that down. Doing exercise, steps, exercise, eating better, stop drinking so much. Got the weight as well, obviously tracking our weight is a no-brainer. We want to see where our weight is, whether you're trying to put on weight or if you're trying to lose weight. It's in there, and the more you track it, then it can add, the algorithm works to help you out with your VO2 max and your resting heart rate and your overall health age. So tracking your weight is in there, it's important. We all know about steps nowadays. If you're sat at a desk all day, then it's going to be hard. Maybe instead of having a lunch break, you might go for a walk break. If you're allowed to eat at the desk at any time of the day, why stop and then go and eat and sit down again? If you've been sat down all day for 8 hours or more, and then you're going to sit down at home all fucking day as well, then on your break, instead of a lunch break, go for a walk break, unless you've got time to go to the gym, but a lot of people don't. But trying to get your steps in and tracking your steps over time, as we can see, mine's at 10,000, which is okay. It's all right. It's not good or bad. But if I needed to lose weight, we would try to increase that. Or if it was in the tank, we would know that we need to increase. Yeah, we can see how many calories you've burnt, and it tracks it for as long as you like. See, mine's about 2,300 calories I've been burning, and to be honest, when I do track my calories, it comes out about 2,300. So yeah, that's about right. I don't track all the time anymore because I've done it for so long. I can tell what's in what nowadays, and I know I eat pretty much the same things all the time within reason, and that gives me scope to treat myself when I want to now and again at the weekends. But yeah, it's good that it tracks how much you're moving, how many steps you've done, your heart rate, your size, your weight. The more data you put in, the better the algorithms is, so it can track your calories that you've burnt, and then it'll be easier for you to set your calories, or your coach set your calories to help you lose a little bit of weight without going too low. You don't need to be on 1,200 calories a day. If you're doing enough, 2,000, 1,900, 1,800, you could easily be losing weight around there. But yeah, this helps track that. And then finally, with all the algorithms and everything that you track, what you're doing over time, it now gives you a biological age. So I'm 49 in a few weeks, but my biological age is 42 or something like that. So it says I'm doing really well. It says I'm aging slower. So you've got that guy, Brian Johnson, on in Netflix now, who's spending X amount of dollars per year getting blood infusions from his kid, and also he's taking about 290 tablets a day to reverse his aging, and I think he's not much different from that. I'm not spending money like that. I only take the free supplements: creatine, omega-3, vitamin D, magnesium, 4 supplements. That's the only things I take, obviously, and then track everything else and try to be healthy within reason. So I'm going to put a referral link down there, so we'll both get a month. If you want to join up the Whoop band, you get a free month and then I get a free month. So there's a link to that if you click on that. I love to coach people using the Whoop band as well, so we go over all these stats and track them. What one do you use? Do you use a band or a watch, or do you not? Or do you want to? Message me. And what do you think of this video? Let me know. Cheers.